All right, you're still watching the program this morning on my TV. It's now time for our second discussion. We shall be looking at the withdrawal of President Joe Biden as the U.S. president from re-election coming up in sometime at the end of this year. It has been a troubling time for him after the what many persons tag as disastrous debates with former President Trump during the course of the electionary year for the USA presidential election campaign. So we'll have joining us via virtually this morning is foreign affairs analyst Ebenezer Oyetake is joining us virtually this morning. Very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Let's get your reaction immediately. You got the news of Biden stepping down and not to contest or not to stand re-elected for election for this year. What was your immediate reaction when you got that news?
An expectation. It has been my expectation that it ought to have come even earlier than this, his resignation and declining to contest, because there comes a time in the life of a man when you take a critical look at yourself, your productive capacity, if there have been a drastic deficiency in shouldering a burden of that kind of a magnitude of a nation. And I think he did the right thing. Like they would say, it is rather better late than never. I think he did right thing for pulling out. Another angle to it is that he has not been a good manager of the international front of diplomacy in such a way that can guarantee peace to our world. He has mismanaged quest for peace, particularly in Ukraine. Then regarding China and other countries of that nature. So when we take all of that into consideration, taking also into consideration the conditions of his amnesia, I think it is a right decision. But I don't think it will be a political capital for the Democrats. Unfortunately, it is coming too late for them.
Does it mean that the Republican, it means the allegation over his inability to run the affairs of the United States has come to play with his stepping down from contesting as President of the United States?
Well, yes, to a greater extent, because even till this moment, Joe Biden and the globalists that are pushing him, that have been behind him, they are still mismanaging the peace of the world. The peace of the world. And I think that is giving serious concern to the Republican headed by which is being driven now by the wave of Donald Trump. I only hope that when he comes in, he will be able to reverse some of those drastic drive towards World War III that has been put in place by Joe Biden and his globalist team. This is not good for our world. The world should be racing towards peace, to embrace peace, instead of demonstrating a capacity that denies any negotiation, tangible negotiation, constructive negotiation that can evolve into peace building, peace management, and peace procurement. On that note, Joe Biden has not done well at all. Unfortunately for him too, because it appears that the body, the head, everything is firing out. You can see within the context of debates between him and former President Donald Trump, he couldn't hold his own. He couldn't hold his own. And come to think of it, also, in the areas of the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, which has boosted the image of Donald Trump and project him as a desert fighter. You can see him entering into a convention hall, and the entire people at the convention were shouting and screaming, fight, fight, fight. And that is how to build aspiration, a constructive and tangible aspiration. Because this was a man that they have driven to court in so many times, from one court to another, from one city, from one state to another, yet he is not fading in. And at the end of the day, he survived and beat, what do you call it, death. He defeated death by risk. So, when we take all that into consideration, the presidential aspiration of Joe Biden has been demeaned and has really been battered by the image, the formidable image of the Republican candidates, frontrunner.
All right, we saw also that President Biden yesterday also endorsed his advice to see how surely probably gets the party's ticket as the Democrat Party, even though with the same divide in Democrats, some of them have not really showed support for her. But at this morning, if you look at those who have endorsed her from the Senate, also the members have increased. Do you think the Vice President this time, Kamala, should have that strength to put the party together in order to see that she gets the endorsements or the nomination of the party for her to stand in the next?
I will tell you something. In 2000, at the first coming of Donald Trump, when he contested with Hillary Clinton, he happened to be a very formidable contestant as of then, and everybody, including who is who in Nigeria political climate, they were all queuing behind Hillary Clinton. Our opinion, we are saying that 70% Nigerians were thinking Hillary Clinton would defeat Donald Trump at the first round. But I think anyone who monitored my opinion as of that time will still recollect vividly that I was one strong voice saying that Donald Trump has a particular mechanism of engaging issues, and that has popularized him so much that I am seeing him defeating Hillary Clinton, and he did. Now, that was why I said earlier that the resignation and endorsement of the Vice President, his Vice President, Joe Biden, is coming too late. Coming too late because the Vice President he has is not formidable political contestant. As a matter of fact, she would be an easier one to defeat for Donald Trump than Joe Biden. I would have expected Joe Biden to have resigned some 3 months ago, and probably the Democrats should have endorsed somebody like the wife of what do you call him, the wife of Barack Obama, or any other formidable candidate that can stand in strong contesting fight with Donald Trump. But as you see it today, the popularity of Donald Trump, particularly after the assassination attempt, has grown so much that it is so intimidating, and it will block any tide that Democrats can put forward now as it is. That is the reality. I am not seeing them defeating Donald Trump. No matter
that's the Kamala Harris getting the ticket is very high due to the fact that she will be used to get much of the black votes and probably the women in the U.S. to actually vote for the Democrats at the polling unit, looking at the person of our nature because of our color. They want to get more of the black votes to their side. Don't you think they have an advantage to the Democrats?
I love that mathematics, but let me put it this way. You see, Obama case was a different case because Obama, besides being an enigmatic and hereditary personality, it is a personality that is carved in the nature of what we call the standing personality, and a personality that can withstand opposition and things of that nature without throwing a punch. That was Barack Obama. And it also comes with the title of the first black personality to run at the vintage position for this exalted position of the President of the United States. But that particular formidable personality is not reflected on the person of Kamala Harris. It's not there at all. As a matter of fact, her personality is too shadowy to project any threat to the formidable aspiration of Donald Trump. It is a great political miscalculation for the Democrats to have waited this long and to have gone for such personality. You will remind yourself that I told you this. It is going to be an abysmal defeat for the vote of the blacks cannot save him, because that vote will even be divided between him